Hey there, this is Dave Gleason. I'm head coach here at Athletic Revolution in Pembroke, Massachusetts. And today I want to talk a little bit about youth soccer fitness and what your priorities may be or should not be, or how you take a look at that when you're trying to program for your practices, or if your coaching role is merely that of strength and conditioning. Now, I'll preface this by saying, I'm lucky enough to be able to consult with some really bright people, whether it's down in Connecticut at times. We just had some inquiries from Poland, so overseas. My point is that every situation is different, but there are also some generalizations that we can talk about to help you kind of plan ahead and prioritize. See, I don't feel like there's any right or wrong answer. It depends on your specific situation. So you need to look at, what you have in front of you. You need to think about things like, how often do you have the kids under your care? Is it 3 practices a week, 2 practices, 1? Is it 2 hours a day, an hour and a half, an hour? What are the priorities in terms of your program? Where do you want to take your program? If you're the conditioning coach or the speed coach, take all those factors into play and where your kids are at, how old they are, what their skill level is. Then you can start to layer in what you need to. The list goes on and on and on, but my point is you need to take a look at everything. Write down in its entirety everything that's in front of you. So whether you're that youth soccer coach who is involved or is responsible for everything, teaching them the sport, tactical applications. So technical, tactical, conditioning, all of the above, you've got your work cut out for you. You can't do it all in the same day. Or can you? See, again, there's no right or wrong answer. It's how you prioritize each individual practice session or training session to do what's best for your young athletes. Keep in mind that we are largely dealing with deconditioned young kids. We just live in a different world. It's just different. We have to come to grips with that. A lot of times, when I grew up anyway, we're already pretty much in shape for our sports. It was just getting in game shape or getting a little bit more specific to that sport in terms of the change of direction or maybe the energy requirements for that sport. Today it's different. There's so many differences. We can talk on and on about video games and how much time is spent there versus outside. There's no free play. Lack of manual labor. Well, at the risk of sounding like, one of those I had to walk to school uphill barefoot with a headwind of 20 miles an hour, one of those stories, I had to do some work in the yard. Like before I could go to practice or do some other stuff that I wanted to do, the rule was I had to get through my stuff at home. That could have meant mowing the front and back yard with a push mower, not a ride-on. Now today, that's like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe that. But that's what we all did. That type of activity is lacking these days. So you have to think about things, I think, generally, from an overall developmental standpoint. There's a lot to layer in these days. Now, to get more specific and to give you more X's and O's and insight and details on how to put things together, definitely check out the International Youth Conditioning Association. Their website's phenomenal. They have a ridiculous amount of resources on there. That's where I go for my info. You won't be sorry. Go there, check it out. There's so many resources I can't even mention today. So, I hope this gets you thinking a little bit more about how to approach youth fitness in relation to soccer and youth soccer fitness, what to start to think about before you even start laying out the X's and O's, what drills you're going to do, what skills you're going to work on that day, what plays you might try to run with your kids. Okay? Hope this helps. We'll be coming back very soon with more videos, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching.